Today I saw a black woman on the train tracks. Beautiful, voluptuous, the kind of woman whose skin makes the sun remember why it bothers to rise. I walked down to the platform almost in a trance, not the kind born from exhaustion, but the kind that only arrives when something truly rare passes through the ordinary world and dares it to keep up. I imagined she was listening to Sade, King of Sorrow, because only something mythic could frame what she was doing to that platform just by standing on it. Looking at her once more, she had the kind of softness the eyes don't just notice, they rest in, the kind of fullness that doesn't ask for permission. Delicious to feel, I imagine. And I imagined generously, but the world has trained me, beaten me even, quietly, persistently, the way propaganda works best, that this is not the gold standard, that the standard lives somewhere thinner, somewhere less. I am still fighting that cult. I will tell you more about that in a moment. Then I feel it, the wind, that familiar underground exhale, and before I finish the thought, the train is in front of me. I enter. She enters. Different doors. 5 steps. 5 steps between me and what I can only describe as one of God's more ambitious projects. Close enough to witness. Too far, or perhaps too tethered, to approach. And as I stand there stealing glances like a man who knows he's trespassing but cannot bring himself to leave, a thought arrives, the kind that doesn't knock. This woman is carrying the original genes of the first woman, near perfectly preserved. 400 years of survival written into every curve, not as a wound, as a testament. And then there are the dimples, small surrenders carved by heartbreak, by loss, by the weight of being this beautiful in a world that doesn't always deserve it. All of it, the history, the softness, the survival, conspiring together to make something I cannot stop looking at. I wanted to talk to her, not just to be near something this extraordinary, though yes, that too, but mostly to meet the collision happening inside myself. All the contradictions, all the things this moment was making me feel that I hadn't consented to feeling. I wanted to make her laugh, to watch her lips move mid-sentence, doing what lips do when they belong to someone like her. I wanted to pleasure her mind first, because a mind that chose King of Sorrow on a Tuesday morning deserves that much at minimum. And then, yes, because I am a man predictably possessing the beast in canal desires, I let my mind wander further, to the conjoining, to the question of whether two people this electrically opposed could ascend together to that fleeting place we all quietly worship and rarely admit we're chasing. I will not apologize for that thought. You were thinking it too, so shut your mind and listen. Then she smiled at me. Not a flirtatious smile, something quieter, an invitation, the kind that says, I see you seeing me, and I am not afraid of either of us. It was almost holy, like she was offering to wash my hands and my mind simultaneously. No questions asked. I said to myself, 5 steps, 5 steps. Kipling Station, my stop. Of course, here is where it gets interesting. Here is the part I want you to pay attention to. My mind was still deciding, still mid-sentence, still 5-stepping, but my body, my treasonous, routine-programmed body, had already moved. I watched myself step off that platform like a man-rat racing back into his ordinary life, and before I could negotiate with either version of myself, the doors closed, and I did not look back. I could not bring myself to look back. Was she watching the doors close with anticipation, disappointment, amusement? I chose not to know, because some questions, once answered, cannot be unanswered. I consoled myself the way overthinkers do, with philosophy. I told myself every experience we live gets written into the body, into the genes, into the quiet architecture of who we become. And my small, hesitant refusal of a goddess's smile, that will only add to her. It will edify those curves, fuel that already dangerous confidence. She will be more of herself because a man chose his train stop over her. You're welcome. A small, sarcastic smile to myself, out loud to no one. I am saving her from the prolonged thoughts of an overthinker who knows exactly what this world has told us beauty should look like, and is still, embarrassingly, partially enrolled in that curriculum. I left her as the queen of happiness, and I returned to my stop as the king of so. As always, do not subscribe. I will give you the truth with zero concern for your feelings, your comfort, or your carefully constructed self-image. You belong to these words now. You belong to me, and I will do with your attention as I see fit. Psychologists, have at it. The rest of you, remember, knowledge is the beginning, wisdom is the end.